Good afternoon, all. I welcome you again to the ITP 2020. And today we have with us Professor H.P. Singh. Sir is an agriculture economist in the Department of Agriculture and Economics, Institute of Agricultural Sciences, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. And the topic of deliberation today for Sir is conservation, conservation agriculture, a way of sustainable development. Sir, you are visible, and please unmute yourself so that we could hear you. You need to unmute yourself, sir. In Meet, you unmute yourself. Yes. Now go back to the PPT and start the slideshow, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, PPT is started and visible. You can start,
Yes.
sir. Please start, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you. First of all, I would like to extend my hearty thanks to the organizer who gave me this opportunity to interact the our distinguished participants from different parts of the country. So today's deliberation is on the topic conservation agriculture, a way for sustainable development. Friends, as we know that the history of tillage dates back when humans changed from hunting to gathering to more sedentary and settled agriculture, mostly in the Tigris, Euphrates, Nile, Yangtze, and Indus River valleys. Reference to plowing or tillage is found from 3000 BC in Mesopotamia. After industrial revolution in the 19th century, mechanical power and tractor became available to undertake tillage operation. The tragic dust storm in the Midwestern United States in 1930s was a wake-up call to how human interventions in soil management and plowing led to unsustainable agricultural systems. In the 30s, it was estimated that about 91 million hectares of land was degraded by severe soil erosion. The utility of plowing was first questioned by Edward H. Falker, a forward-looking agronomist in the 30s, in his manuscript called Plowman Follies. Since the 30s, members of the farming community have been advocating a move to reduced tillage system that use less fossil fuel, reduce runoff and erosion of soils, and reverse the loss of soil organic matter. Now, conventional agriculture is based on the intensive tillage. As we know, our conventional agriculture involves intensive tillage. Number of plowings, more number of plowings, planking, it requires. So conservation agriculture aims to conserve, improve and make more efficient use of natural resources through integrated management of available soil, water and biological resources combined with external inputs. It contributes to environmental conservation as well as to enhanced and sustained agricultural production. Conservation tillage is a set of practices that leave crop residues on the surface, which increases water infiltration and reduces erosion. It is a practice used in conventional agriculture to reduce the effects of tillage on soil erosion. Now, in this slide, I would like to explain the different practices which are involved in agriculture. and different tillage practices, traditional tillage, conservation tillage, and conservation agriculture. With respect to practice in traditional tillage, it disturbs the soil and leaves a bare surface. In case of conservation tillage, reduces the soil disturbance and keeps the soil covered. Whereas in conservation agriculture, minimum soil disturbance and permanently covered. With respect to erosion, particularly wind erosion, in case of traditional tillage, it is maximum. In case of conservation tillage, this wind erosion reduced significantly. Whereas in case of conservation agriculture, it is minimum, least. Regarding soil physical health, in case of traditional tillage, it is lowest. Whereas in case of conservation tillage, it is significantly improved. While in conservation agriculture, it is best. Soil compaction. In case of traditional tillage, it reduces compaction and can also induce it by destroying biological pores. Whereas in case of conservation tillage, it reduces tillage. The reduced tillage is used to reduce compaction. In case of conservation agriculture, compaction can be a problem, but use of mulch and promotion of biological tillage helps to reduce this problem. Soil biological health. It is lowest in case of traditional tillage. It is moderately better in case of CT and more diverse in case of CA. Water infiltration. It is lowest after soil pores clogged. In case of TT, traditional tillage. In case of CT, good water infiltration, and in case of CA, best water infiltration. Soil organic matter. In case of TT oxidizes soil organic matter and causes its loss. Whereas CT, in case of CT, soil organic buildup possible in the surface layer. In case of CA, soil organic buildup in the surface layer even better than conservation tillage. Now, with respect to weeds, TT controls weeds and also causes more weed seed to germinate. Whereas CT, weeds are reduced and also exposes other weed seed for germination. Whereas in conservation agriculture, weeds are a problem. Early stages of adoption. In case of CA, the weeds are a problem in early stages of adoption, but reduced over period of time, and residues can help suppress weed growth. Soil temperature. It varies more in case of traditional tillage, while it is intermediate in case of CT and most moderate in case of CA. Diesel use and cost. Diesel use and cost is very high in case of TT. It is intermediate in case of conservation tillage, and in case of CA, it is much reduced. Production cost is highest in case of TT. In case of CT, it is intermediate, and in case of CA, it is lowest. Timeliness with respect to land preparation and sowing. In case of TT, the operations can be delayed. In case of CT, intermediate timeliness of operations. But in case of CA, timeliness of operations are more optimal. Yield, with respect to yield, in case of TT, can be lower where planting delayed. In case of CT, can be lower where planting delayed, same as TT. But in case of CA, yields same as TT, but can be higher if planting done more timely. Now this is the picture of zero till machine, which is widely used in those areas where conservation agriculture is adopted. Now, there was a study conducted by the Department of Agriculture Economics, and in that study it was found that we had adopted two conservation machines. One is zero till machine and other is rotavator. We observe here that in case of zero tillage, the holding size of adapters is around 3.89 hectare, whereas in case of non-adapters it is 2.82 hectare. In case of rotavator, the holding size is 2.25 hectare, and in case of non-adapter of rotavator, it is around 2 hectare. If we see the leased in land, the adapters of zero till machine, they took land 0.41 hectare, whereas the non-adapters only took land or leased in land only 0.18 hectare. While in case of rotavator, the adapters leased in land is 0.18 hectare, whereas in case of non-adapter, it is only 0.13 hectare. So we can conclude that in case of this conservation technology adapters, the holding size is more as compared to the non-adapters. Also, leased in land is more in case of adapters as compared to non-adapters. The cropping pattern, generally this zero till or conservation agriculture, now in country, it is being adopted in those areas where paddy wheat cropping system is prevalent. Now, familiarity of resource conservation technologies. Name of resource conservation technologies options, and in that study we took sample size of 100 farmers in case of zero till machine, and in case of rotavator the number of farmers were 60. Now if we see the RCT's options, there are several RCT's options. First is zero till. In case of adapters, 100 farmers adopted and they are continuing this practice. In case of rotavator, 4 farmers were not familiar, while 13 farmers heard about rotavator and 41 farmers have seen it in others field, and only 2 farmers adopted but they are not adopting it continuously. In case of zero till non-adopters, 16 farmers heard about it, while 81 farmers have seen it in others field, and 3 farmers adopted but they discontinued. Likewise, in rotavator, 26 farmers heard about it and 34 have seen it. In case of rotavator tilt, this adapter 18 heard about it and 62 have seen it, while 4 adopted in own field and 23 have adopted and they are continuing. So in this way, we can see that if we summarize this table, there are different zero till or this tillage RCT, resource conservation technologies are there. And if we conclude this table, we will see that number of adopters of technology in case of zero till, they are more as compared to rotavators. Now in this slide, we will talk about sources of information, from where they get the information. So there are different RCTs options, and in case of zero till, if we see zero tillage, in case of adopters from government extension services, there were 5 farmers who got information about this zero tillage, whereas from NGO there were 3 farmers. From KVK there were 28 farmers. So role of KVK can be defined here, that KVKs are playing important role in the dissemination of the information regarding different technologies. In case of private dealer, there is only one farmer. Newspaper, one farmer got information from newspaper. From the fellow farmers, farmers in same village, 20, there were 20. Farmers in neighboring villages, there were no farmers. And in case of university officials, 42 farmers got the information from university officials. In case of rotavator, out of 60, there were only 2 farmers who got the information from government extension services. There was no role of NGO. From KVK, 29 farmers. Again, KVK are playing major role in the dissemination of technology. Private dealer, there were only 3 farmers who got the information regarding rotavator, only 3 were there. Newspaper, there was only 1 farmer. In case of farmers in the same village, there were 19 farmers, and from neighboring villages, there were only 2 farmers. In case of rotavator tilt, you will find again KVK. From KVK, 14 farmers were there, and in the same way, here 17 farmers, sorry, this 4 farmers were there. So with respect to the technology dissemination, KVKs are playing important role in disseminating the information regarding technology. Now, what are the perceptions of farmers regarding the adoption of RCTs, resource conservation technologies? So with respect to different operations, when we investigated, we found very interesting results. With respect to cost of land preparation, when we talk of land preparation, it is plowing and planking. So the farmers' perceptions is that 61.75%, around 62% cost is reduced in case of land preparation if zero till machine is adopted. Whereas in case of rotavator, 19% cost is reduced in land preparation. In case of irrigation water saving, around 16% water is saved in case of zero till, whereas around 4% is saved in case of rotavator. Input use, it decreases around 15% in case of zero till, whereas in case of rotavator it is around 9.47%. With respect to cost of cultivation, around 16% cost of cultivation is reduced in case of zero till, whereas in case of rotavator around 10% cost is reduced. Now, crop yield. If we see crop yield, the yield of main product, it increases by 12%, 12.28%, while in case of rotavator it is 11.80, it is around 12%. Whereas the byproduct, it increases by 12% in case of zero till, and in both cases, zero till and rotavator, around 12% byproduct increases. Profit. In case of zero till, profit increased by 13% in case of zero till, whereas in case of rotavator it is around 12%. Advance in wheat sowing as compared to traditional methods in rice wheat system. As we know, in those areas where this wheat is taken after paddy crop, generally the wheat sowing is delayed because of this paddy crop, and with this delayed sowing of wheat, the yield of wheat is affected. So if the zero till is adopted, the wheat sowing, the delay in wheat sowing is reduced by 11 days, whereas in case of it is reduced by 6 days. Now, use of wheat byproduct. What are the uses of byproduct, wheat byproduct? It is used as a feed for in case of zero till, 95% adopters 95% adopters used byproduct as feed for animal, while in case of non-adopters 97% used as feed, that is wheat straw. In case of rotavator, only 56% farmers use this wheat straw as for feed. Used as soil cover. No farmer in case of zero till and rotavator use wheat straw as soil cover. Sold in the market. The wheat straw, in case of zero till adopters, out of 100 farmers, 60 farmers sold it in the market, whereas in case of non-adopters, 63 farmers sold it. In case of rotavator, around 29 farmers sold it in the market, and in case of non-adopters, it is 27%. Burnt the residue. In case of zero till, 2 farmers were found who burned the wheat extra. One thing is important here. Sometimes we find in some of the years, if we see the wheat extra was sold at the higher rate as compared to the main product. And it is used mainly, we know it is used for the feeding the animals. So in few, I think 4 5 years back in the market, wheat extra was costlier as compared to the wheat. Potential effect of RCTs. When we ask the questions, the farmers to the farmers, that are you aware of the potential effect of RCTs on soil fertility and reduce in water use? 91% farmers replied yes, whereas only 9 farmers they told no. In case of non-adopters, 22 farmers told yes, whereas 78 told no. And that is why the number of non-adopters are more. In case of in source of information, the adopters, government extension workers, KVKs, universities, block officials were there. When we asked the question, are you aware of the potential of RC? 91 replied yes, whereas 9 replied no. In case of rotavator, 31 replied yes. Are you aware of the drawback of late sowing of wheat? When we asked this question to the farmers, 85 farmers or 85% in case of zero till, they told that yes, we are aware of the drawback of late sowing of wheat, while 15 they were not aware of the drawback of late sowing. In case of rotavator, 31 farmers were aware of this. When we asked if you are aware about it, list them as per importance. So decrease in crop yield, it was the answer of the farmers. In case of non-adopter, they replied that decrease in crop yield was observed. Same reply was given in case of rotavator. If we see cost of cultivation of wheat, in case of zero till, around 57,000 per hectare cost was involved in case of adopters, while in case of non-adopters, it is around 63,000. So there is difference of around 7,000. In case of rotavator, if we see, there is not significant difference, though the adopters cost of cultivation is 71,525, whereas cost of non-adopter it is 70,000. So difference is only 1,000, around 1,000, and it is not, I think, significant. If we taste it, we will not find it significant. But in case of zero till, there is around 6,000, difference is around 6,000, which is significant. We, in this slide, we have tried to show that cast A1, B1, C1, C2 and C3. In the previous slide, I have shown the cost of cultivation per hectare, and here it is in terms of cast A1, A2, cast A1, A2, B and C. Now, if we talk of wheat yield, in case of adopters, it is around 45 quintal. In case of zero till, and this byproduct is 44 quintals. Whereas in case of non-adopters, it is around 36.5. So if we see around 9 quintal, there is difference of 9 quintal in wheat yield in case of adopter and non-adopters when they are using this zero till machine. And in case of rotavator, it is around 7 quintal difference in case of adopters and non-adopters. At the time of study, we took the farm gate prices, and at that time it was 1,352. In case of this zero till, and in case of rotavator, it was 1,442. If we calculate net income over different cost concepts, in case of zero till adopters and non-adopters, we will find a significant difference in terms of net income over different cost concepts like A1, B1, C1 and C2. And this difference, if we see cost C3, if we consider cost C3, net income over cost C3 is around 22,000 in case of adopters and only 1,500 in case of non-adopters. Whereas in case of rotavator, it is around 14,500, and in case of non-adopter, it is 1,300. So if we see net income over different cost concepts, the farmers who are adopting conservation agriculture, RCTs, their profitability is much higher as compared to those farmers who are not adopting it. If we see input-output ratio in over cost C3, it is around 1.39 in case of adopters and 1.02 in case of non-adopters. In case of rotavator, it is 1.2, and in case of non-adopter, it is around 1.02, which is similar in case of both. In case of non-adopters, in both the RCTs options, zero till and rotavator. Now, cost of production per quintal, if we see cost of production over cost C3, it is around 1,258 in case of adopters and 1,723 in case of non-adopters. Whereas in case of rotavator, 1,600 in case of adopters and 1,900 in case of non-adopters. So, in case of net income, with respect to net income per hectare, it is around 22,000 in case of adopters, whereas only 1,500 in case of non-adopters. in of zero till machine. In case of rotavator, it is around 14,500 in case of adapters, whereas it is 13,000 in case of non-adapters. So if we compare the zero till with traditional agriculture, around the difference is around 21,000 in case of adapters and non-adapters. Now, natural factors responsible for adoption of RCTs. What are the factors which are responsible for the adoption of RCTs? First is water availability. If the farmers face water scarcity problem, so in black soil, the physical problem is relatively low moisture content in soil, irrigation water scarcity. Once field dry up, then crack formation takes place and it requires more irrigation water. So in that case, if we see in case of black soil and where water scarcity is there, zero tillage is beneficial. In those areas where water is in abundance and high water retention capacity is there, and if we find there clay and clay loam soil or black soil, the physical problem of the area is relatively high moisture content in soil, irrigation water is abundant, it requires more time to dry up for land preparation, and because of this property, the sowing is delayed. And if sowing is delayed, in the month of March and April, we find heat stress and the grains of wheat are comparatively lighter as compared to those areas where it is timely sown, and there is drastic reduction in yield. So for those areas, this zero till technology is beneficial. If water availability is there, but soil is sandy, for those areas, this rotavator RCT is helpful. Now, what are the agronomic benefits due to the adoption of RCTs? If we take crop yield of main product and byproduct, as we have discussed it earlier, in case of adapter, it is around 45 quintals. In case of non-adapter, it is around 37 quintal. Whereas in case of rotavator, it is around 45 quintal, and in case of non-adapter, it is around 37 quintal. So if we see the yield, incremental yield per hectare, it is around, in case of main product, it is around 9 quintal in case of zero till, and in case of rotavator, it is around 7.23 quintal. Here I would like to mention, if we see the incremental yield, in case of adapters and non-adapters, it is around 9 quintal per hectare. In India, around 30 million hectare area is under wheat cultivation. If we take only 10% of the total wheat area, which is around 3 million hectare, and if in this 3 million hectare this zero till or rotavator is adopted, we can multiply this 9 quintal per hectare 3 million hectare. this much yield gain we can achieve if we adopt 0.3 million hectare into 9 quintal. In case of zero till, in case of rotavator, if rotavator is adopted, 3 million into 7 quintal. In the same way, this byproduct is increased. So, by the adoption of this RCTs, the wheat yield can be, the total production of wheat can be increased. Now, what are the economic benefits of RCTs? Economic benefits are first economic benefits due to reduction in cost of human labor. It is in case of zero till around 600 rupees. In case of rotavator, the human labor is increased around 120 rupees. Reduction in cost of machine labor, in case of zero till, it is around 2700 is saved. In case of rotavator, it is 1900 which is saved. Reduction in cost of seed, around rupees 500 can be saved when zero till is adopted, while around 165 rupees will be more in case of rotavator. Reduction in cost of fertilizer use, it is 180 rupees in case of zero till. In case of rotavator, it is 220. Reduction in cost of pesticide, rupees 39, where in case of rotavator it is 15. Reduction in cost of irrigation, around 600 rupees can be saved by adopting zero tillage. In case of rotavator, it is around 900 rupees can be saved. Reduction in cost of harvesting, by adopting the zero till RCT, around 500 rupees can be saved in case of harvesting of wheat, whereas in case of rotavator, around 900 rupees can be saved. Increase in wheat yield, 14,000 rupees additional can be gained in case of zero till machine, whereas in case of rotavator, same amount can be gained. In case of reduction in diesel use, at that time the diesel price was 55 rupees per liter and around 1700 rupees was saved by adopting this zero till, while in case of rotavator it was around 1200. So total benefits due to the adoption of RCTs, around 21,000 was total benefit was there in case of zero till, while in case of rotavator it was 19,000. Environmental benefits of RCTs. We talk of CO2 emission. As we know that from 1 liter diesel, 2.6 kg CO2 is emitted. So, in case of when the farmers adopt this zero till, diesel consumption in case of plowing, it is around 27 liter diesel is saved. Whereas the farmers who don't adopt this zero till, 57 liter, around 57 liter diesel was used per hectare in case of land preparation, plowing and sowing of wheat. Now, as I told that from 1 liter diesel, 2.6 kg CO2 is emitted. So CO2 emission per hectare is around 69 kg per hectare in case of only plowing. And when we talk of carbon emission, from 1 kg CO2, 0.27 kg carbon is emitted. From 1 liter diesel, 2.6 kg CO2 is emitted, and from 1 kg CO2, 0.27 kg carbon is emitted. So by adopting this zero till, reduction in carbon emission is around 22 kg per hectare. So we can think of the area under wheat in India is around 30 million hectare. If 50% area is put under conservation agriculture, so 15 million hectare, if in 15 million hectare this technology is adopted, we can think of reduction in carbon emission, which is around 22 kg per hectare. And when it is multiplied by 15 million hectare, now we can think of the environmental benefit. In the same way, in case of rotavator, it is 15 kg per hectare. Now in irrigation, around 4 kg per hectare is carbon emission is reduction in carbon emission is there, and in case of rotavator it is around 5 kg per hectare. So total reduction in carbon emission is 25 kg per hectare in case of zero till, and around 20 kg per hectare in case of rotavator. It is very much important when we talk of sustainable development and we talk of environmental benefits of RCTs. Here we can see that total reduction in carbon emission is 25 kg per hectare when the farmers adopt zero till, whereas it is 20 kg per hectare when farmers adopt only rotavator. If we see the water saving by adopting these RCTs, by using 1000 liter water in 1 cubic meter, so it is around 1000 liter of water. So the saving of irrigation water is, in case of adopters, it was 3,359. In case of non-adopters, it is 3,930. In case of rotavator, it is 5,232, and non-adopters again, there is no difference in case of adopters and non-adopters. So in case of only, when zero till is adopted, 570.91 cubic meter water is saved. Now, if we talk of water productivity in rupees term, by using 1 kg, by using this 1 cubic meter water, the agronomic water productivity in case of zero till adopters is 1.34 rupees, while in case of non-adopter it is 0.93, around rupees 1. So net economic water productivity in case of zero till adopters is around 6.59 rupees, whereas in case of non-adopters it is only rupees 0.37. Agronomic water productivity in case of rotavator adapters it is 0.85. In case of non-adapters it is only 0.71. So net economic water productivity in case of rotavator adapter is 2.78, whereas in case of non-adapters it is only 0.25. Regions for adoption of RCTs. The regions which are responsible for adoption of RCTs. Before I will talk about this slide, I would like to discuss that there is one new technology which is surface seeding technology, SST. And this SST, surface seeding technology, now these days is being adopted in several districts of eastern UP like Mirzapur, Chandauli, Gazipur, Balia. In these areas, this surface seeding technology in case of wheat is being adopted, and we find very interesting results in terms of economic impact and environmental impact. According to one estimate, what happens in case of surface seeding technology, the farmers sow wheat seed directly in the standing crop of paddy, and it is around, a week ago or 10 to 12 days ago when the paddy harvesting is started. Before the start of the paddy crop, around 7 to 12 days ago, in the standing crop of paddy, wheat is sown. And due to this surface seeding of wheat, there is no use of zero till machine or rotavator. There is no use of any machine. In the standing crop of paddy, the wheat seed is broadcasted, and according to one estimate, in India, if this technology is being adopted, so as I have already talked about that in India, around 30 million hectare area is there under wheat crop. And out of this 30, the area under Punjab is around 3.5 million hectare. In Haryana, it is around 2.5 million hectare. In MP, the area under wheat is 10 million hectare. And in UP, it is around 9.786, around 9.8 million hectare area is there under wheat crop. And if we see the total area of Punjab, Haryana and Western UP, it is around 10 million hectare. So if in this 10 million hectare, this surface seeding technology may be adopted, if it is adopted in this 10 hectare, if this technology is adopted in this 10 million hectare, we can save, if in conventional tillage, around 60 liter diesel is used for the land preparation. So this 10 million into 60 liter per hectare, it is around 180 million liter diesel saving can be done. 180 million liter diesel can be saved by adopting surface seeding technology. I'm not talking of RCT, zero till machine, or rotavator, or other technology RCT's options. I am talking of only this surface seeding technology. If this technology is adopted, 180 million liter diesel can be saved by the adoption of this technology. And if we talk of carbon dioxide emission, 180 million hectare into 2.6 kg, it is around 468 million kg carbon dioxide emission can be checked. And from this 468 million kg carbon dioxide, if we talk of carbon emission, around 126.36 million kg carbon will not be emitted in the environment, and we can enrich our environment by adopting this surface seeding technology. So as per the estimate, in 1 million hectare wheat cultivation, if 1 million hectare wheat cultivation is done through this surface seeding technology, around 0.042 million tons of carbon can be checked, which goes in the environment. And if we see the problem in Delhi and NCR region, when by adopting this surface seeding technology, the crop residue burning, the paddy straw burning can be checked, which harms the NCR, Delhi and NCR region, even the area of Haryana, Punjab, Western UP. It is much polluted in these days, in the month of November and December. And wheat sowing can be done timely. So this surfacing, I have not talked about this surface seeding technology. Now this is the new technology which is being adopted in the districts of Mirzapur, Chandauli, Gazipur, Balia, some parts of Azamgarh, Gorakhpur. So if this technology is adopted in the major wheat growing areas, that is Punjab, Haryana and Western UP, around 10 million hectare area comes under this part. So by adopting this surface seeding technology, SST, around, as I have told you, from 1 million hectare, 0.02 million tons of carbon emission can be checked. So this RCT helps in a big way in saving the environment as well as enhancing the farmers' income. Now we come to the slide, reason for adoption of RCTs, why RCT is adopted. Garrett ranking was used. So the first rank was given that there is reduction in plowing cost. Second, increase in crop yield, reduction in cost of cultivation. Third, reduction in seed requirement. Fourth, reduction in irrigation water. Fifth, early sowing of wheat. We can say timely sowing of wheat, it is sixth. These are sixth reason. And seventh reason is increase in net income. Eighth reason, improve in soil health. Reduction in fertilizer use, it is ninth. Reduction in weed problem, it is 10. Increase in insect attack, it is 11. And increase in cost of insecticide, it is 12. So there are 12 regions which are responsible for adoption of zero till. Whereas there are 11 regions which are responsible for rotavator use, and it is, as we can see, improve in soil health, reduction in weed problem, reduction in plowing cost, increase in crop yield, increase in net income, reduction in cost of cultivation, early sowing, reduction in fertilizer use, increase in insect attack. It was the problem in case of rotavator, and increase in cost of insecticide. And that is why this rotavator is less popular as compared to the zero till. And in the same way, reasons for non-adoption of zero till weed problem was given first. If continuously we adopt this RCTs, the wheat in the early years, wheat problem is there. But when we continuously, regularly use this RCT, wheat problem will not be there. But the farmers, what they do, they adopt only for 2-3 years, and when they see that there is wheat problem, they don't adopt this RCT. So wheat problem, not sure about profit, non-availability of zero till machine well in time, non-availability of zero till machine on higher basis. The farmers are not, in India, when we talk of farmers, around 86% farmers are there who belong to either marginal and small category. So for them, it is very difficult to purchase zero till machine. So it is the fifth problem why the adopters don't adopt this technology, because of the high cost of the machine, poor soil quality, high cost of zero. They are not sure about the technology, uncertainty of irrigation, custom hiring of jetty is very high, labor usage, upland field, less yield under jetty. They feel that there is less yield under zero till, lack of financial support and credit unavailability. These are the problems which encourages the farmers. These are the problems which encourage the farmers not to adopt this zero till. In the same way, these are the problems in case of rotavator. Now, condition for adoption of RCTs in future. First condition, if convinced of yield benefit under zero till, they give first rank it. If custom hiring rate of zero till is low, they gave it second rank. If subsidy on zero till is more, they gave third rank. Irrigation, in the same way, for irrigation water, more observation on other field, if better repair service is available, if skilled labor is available, they have given the ranks to the different conditions. Now come to the policy implications. First, government and manufacturers of zero till machine rotavators should work together to popularize zero till rotavator among the farmers. From manufacturer side, the efforts should be made to reduce the cost of machine, financial assistance to help the farmers to adopt RCT is crucial. Second policy option, manufacturers of zero till oblique rotavator machines should work in synergy with tractor manufacturer for improving complementarity, efficiency and adoption of these technologies on small and marginal farms. It may also reduce cost of machine. Since zero till and rotavator is operated by the tractor, therefore, mechanism for promotional incentives should be linked with the sale of zero till oblique rotavator at the time of purchase of tractor. Government should provide more subsidy incentives on zero till machine rotavator. While designing subsidies and incentives, consumer surplus and environmental benefits should be taken into account. Manufacturers should provide servicing facility to zero till oblique rotavator owners at their doorstep. For the purpose of this, manufacturer should train young youth of the village, and government should provide financial support with lower interest rate for operating service centers for zero tillage oblique rotavator. There is need to establish service providing centers, custom hiring centers by using IT tools for zero tillage rotavator. For the purpose of this, government should provide necessary training and financial support to agricultural graduates for opening of service centers. These centers should provide zero till machine or rotavator on hiring basis to the farmers of the surrounding village. There is opportunity for agri-business personnel in this area. Farmers training and demonstration for large-scale adoption of improved agronomic practices should be promoted, and awareness programs should also be taken into account. Zero till machines should be promoted in canal command area as well as in the adjoining area of rivers having heavy soils, black soil. This will help farmers to sow wheat crop well in time. The rotavators should be promoted in that area where soils are sandy loam, light soils along with high weed population. The use of rotavator will help to reduce the weed problem, because during the initial stage of weed germination, rotavator will cut the weed and mix it into the soil. This will help long-term reduction in weed problem, as well as the soil health will be improved. The rotavator is more suitable for those fields where paddy is manually harvested. In case of mechanically harvested paddy fields, it is advised that farmers should first use harrow to collect paddy straw, then use rotavator. It will help in smooth functioning of rotavator. This is all about this lecture. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. If there are questions, please ask right now. If there are any queries, please ask. Any question? If we do not have any questions, I think we have gone over our time, allotted time. Thank you, sir, on behalf of the participants as well as on behalf of the organizing committee. We thank you from the core of our heart for such a lovely presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Okay.
Participants can leave and join back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.